We're gonna go talk about. All right, what's up?
All
What's
right, welcome
Kyle
to the show,
got
y'all.
say?
We got a
What's
lot to
up,
get
Kyle?
to today. So, in just a second, is Trump having mini strokes? He's been gone. He's been hiding for a while. We haven't seen him in front of the cameras. He hasn't done a press conference in quite a while, longer than he's ever been since 2015. And so the question arises, is he having mini strokes? You got a lot of theories out there right now about his health. Everybody sort of understands that they're hiding something when it comes to his health. The question is what? And so it might be mini strokes. I'll break that down for you. Then we'll get to, we got a lot to talk about here. So this guy named Adam Cochran, he describes himself as an independent investigative journalist, and he released a thread here which lays out why he thinks Trump is dealing with strokes at the moment. And that's why he's been gone, away from the cameras, for longer than he ever has been since 2015 when he came onto the political scene. That's a fucking decade ago, guys. That's a decade ago. He's hiding from the cameras. No press conferences. Most importantly, no talking to the cameras. All we get is these, like, photos from a distance, which look like those old pictures of, like, when you spot a Sasquatch in the woods. Some paranormal investigator has a picture of a Sasquatch from, like, 300 yards away. That's all we have now when it comes to Trump within the past week or so. So, I forget, was it Tuesday or Thursday? You guys tell me. Put in the comment section. Last time he was in front of cameras, it was either Tuesday or Thursday. And since then, he's been gonzo. He's been out of here. And everybody is sort of speculating, and everybody sort of acknowledges, yeah, something's going on with his health, and they're hiding it. For a variety of reasons, not just the fact that he's been gone. But now we have at least one theory as to specifically what's happening. So he's going to lay it out here for us. He says the following. I believe there's growing evidence that the White House is covering up the fact that Donald Trump has been dealing with TIA strokes. TIA strokes? TIA strokes. And that he likely had a more significant ischemic stroke this week. So let me just point out, TIA strokes, those are mini strokes. So this guy's saying he's had a bunch of mini strokes recently, and now he just had an ischemic stroke this week. Okay, here we go. Let's start with the basics. TIAs are temporary blockages. You'll see symptoms like leg dragging, eye drooping, etc., but they resolve within 24 hours. Ischemic strokes leave a lasting impact but can range dramatically in scope and severity. TIAs precede an ischemic stroke in about 30%.
Hey yo, I've been saying it, bro. Hey, no lie, like I know this is stupid to say, like, and I feel kind of stupid saying it. One of the reasons, like, I started this channel and all uploading all this shit. I've been right, baby. I'm right. All this shit I'm saying. What am I saying? I think it's a stroke. I think it's a stroke. Hey yo, look at read it again, Kyle. Read off the symptoms that I saw. Somebody left. I'm probably too loud. I'm sorry.
TIA strokes, and that he likely had a more. Everybody is sort of speculating, and everybody sort of acknowledges, yeah, something's going on with his health, and they're hiding it for a variety of reasons, not just the fact that he's been gone. But now we have at least one theory as to specifically what's happening. So he's going to lay it out here for us. He says the following. I believe there's growing evidence that the White House is covering up the fact that Donald Trump has been dealing with TIA strokes. TIA strokes? TIA strokes. And that he likely had a more significant ischemic stroke this week. So let me just point out, TIA strokes, those are mini strokes. So this guy's saying he's had a bunch of mini strokes recently, and now he just had an ischemic stroke this week. Okay, here we go. Let's start with the basics. TIAs are temporary blockages. You'll see symptoms like leg dragging, eye drooping, etc., but they resolve within 24 hours. Ischemic strokes leave a lasting impact but can range dramatically in scope and severity. TIAs precede an ischemic stroke in about 30% of patients and often result in long-lasting interventions to try and prevent any risk of a larger stroke. Now let's get to what paints this picture with Trump. So that's interesting. So in other words, he's had mini strokes, and so there was a 30% chance he was going to have a bigger stroke, and this guy's saying it looks like he may have had a bigger stroke. Okay. In March 2024, Ron Filipkowski notes that Trump has been dragging his right leg for a while. It's something we've seen him do on and off over the past year, but not super notable on its own. So this video, I've seen this one before. This one doesn't look that crazy to me, but I've seen other videos of him dragging his leg more than this. So he does his little dance, and then he goes to walk, and you'll see the right leg being dragged right there, yeah. And there are multiple videos of him doing this at different times. This is one of the earlier ones from 2024 from Ron Filipkowski. Then in a Time Magazine interview from right after the election, we see the first note of Trump's hand bruising. So this is right after the election, we see the first hand bruising.
Man, you just can't be putting an 80-year-old man through all of this. Like, if it's not so, whoa. What they were saying is the type of strokes that he's having are, kind of benign strokes, kind of like not life. Well, they aren't life threatening. They're hardly noticeable, but they are happening to his body because that's what happens when you get older. However, when you're living the lifestyle of a rock star like fucking Donald J. Trump, alright, fucking balls to the walls, 365 days, 24 hours a day, like when you're living that lifestyle, it's gonna catch up to you. The body of a 79-year-old man just can't handle it. So this is the repercussions of that. And look at right on schedule, like 7 months down the road. I told you. I was right. I was right. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good. Dun 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 dun. It feels good. Dun 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 dun.
Once again, something people didn't think much of at the time. It comes up again during the Macron visit on February 25th, 2025, where Caroline Levitt repeats the lie about it being from shaking too many hands. So here's, again, this is February, and he's got these bruises on his hands. February, okay. The next medical event we see is the president's annual physical report. Comparing the medication list to his old reports, we notice 3 new medications. Rosuvastatin, ezetimibe, however you pronounce that, and daily aspirin. Okay, so these are new. At first, I thought this might be normal medication for managing cholesterol, and I've certainly heard of preventative aspirin used in the past, but I decided to interview some heart specialists, and I'm glad I did. There are 2 general takeaways I've heard from multiple specialists. Daily aspirin is not recommended for prevention anymore. An aspirin regime is to treat something. Ezetimibe is a second-line medication not used for regular LDL treatment. That's cholesterol. Statins like rosuvastatin will manage cholesterol alone, whereas ezetimibe will be used as a second line if the patient is at high cardiovascular risk, such as prior strokes, heart attacks, or arterial disease. Then it's used
like chronic venous incontinence or whatever the fuck he has with this fucking... 1 + 1 = 2. Okay? The sky is blue is because the blue is the easiest wavelength to come through our atmosphere. Okay? Like, this shit, it just adds up. You want to know why Doge didn't work? Because they never actually went for the wasteful spending. Like, you can't hide from the facts, baby. You can't hide from the numbers. You can't hide from old age. Father Time's gonna come for you. My lord.
For stroke prevention. Trump's previous medical reports claim his cardiovascular health is great. And
I can't wait to send some messages to my sisters. I'm just like, oh, I fucking told you so. To the fucking dementia patient, look at what he did. Oh. Woo!
And is on the statin, so he shouldn't need ezetimibe. But this also brings us to the aspirin. As it turns out, aspirin hasn't been advised as a daily course prevention method for a while. Daily aspirin no longer recommended to prevent heart disease. Some old doctors may still incorrectly prescribe it as such, but qualified medical staff who keep up with literature wouldn't. A daily aspirin dose is now used as a blood thinner for specific lines of treatment, including in managing ischemic strokes. Then in June, we see Trump's swollen ankles, and for the first time, the White House medical team is willing to admit he's got CVI. That's chronic venous insufficiency. His bruising is related to aspirin regime and shaking hands. They keep coming back to this claim, as aspirin does indeed make bruising easier. There are 3 problems with this claim. 1, bruising is seen on both hands, not just his dominant hand. So he had a bunch of bruising on his right hand, and then here it is, we saw it on his left hand when he went golfing. This is about, I want to say, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. The next problem, CVI is not a sudden onset issue, and swollen ankles is an intermediate symptom. An annual physical in April would have caught CVI back then if ankles were going to be swelling, and aspirin isn't a CVI treatment. But third, some of the bruising...
CVI, that's what he has. That's what's what causing the swelling in the ankles, his cankles. Talked about it before, but we'll talk about it again. So your your veins, need to pulse to bring the blood back up to the rest of your bodies, once it goes down there. And his veins are just like too old and weak to do it anymore, so they need help. So they put on these boots that go like all the way up to your thighs, and it squeezes your legs to push the blood back up through your heart so it can circulate. Okay, so they openly admitted this. This came out a long time ago, and it wasn't like as big news as whatever happened to Biden. Okay, but okay, so that's going on, and so he's having problems with his veins. Okay, now we think it's a stroke. Oh, but signs and symptoms, baby. Signs and symptoms.
Usually around the 24th. Check the dates. It seems
signs are what you see. All right. So what you see and then symptoms are what the patient's reporting to you, all right? So, leg dragging, his eyes drooping, okay? That's what you see, all right? And then his symptoms, slurred speech, what else? Well, no, that's something you see as well. Well, he's not admitting any symptoms, so that's his problem.
Much more likely that the president is being monitored monthly for something, and then also occasionally getting an emergency IV well.
Symptoms, yeah, CVI. He has CVI. That's a symptom. Like, his fucking, he has the clotting in his ankles. The veins are not working properly.
So what does all this mean? When a patient has had a TIA, they have temporary symptoms, but would be started on aspirin, rosuvastatin, and ezetimibe to prevent future ischemic stroke risk, just like we see with Trump. The patient having TIAs may have temporary symptoms for 24 hours afterwards, including face drooping, leg dragging, or trouble walking in a straight line. So here's Trump. And everybody was showing this interview. This is when he went to the...
This, too, right here, bro. Hey, yeah. Like, at first, I thought he was like, oh, he's doing funny. He's like doing a funny, like checking out both sides and stuff. Like, no, like he was not physically able to do this.
Putin meeting in Alaska, he struggled to walk in a straight line. Watch, here we go. Watch this. They sped it up, of course, but look, as you can see, he's like sort of wobbling all over the place. Left, right, left, right. This is one of the symptoms of a mini stroke right here. Patients who experience very mild strokes that are not TIA, such as lacunar stroke or minor ischemic stroke, may have persistent but barely noticeable symptoms, causing drooping of the lip, eyelid, and eyebrow, which would be on the same side of a leg dragging symptom. So here it is, and you can see a little bit of a droop. Okay. And I think his features, you guys tell me if I'm reading too much into it, but if you look at his features here, compared to, what it was in 2015, 2016, there is like significantly more droop. Now, that could be because perhaps he lost a little bit of weight, and at this age, like your skin doesn't really like, get right back into place, so there's just droopage there. That's possible, or it potentially could be something more. If a patient under White House level medical care was seen having a stroke, they'd be scanned to rule out a hemorrhagic with the White House portable MRI, and then could receive alteplase.
I don't like how TikTok just be hiding the comments like that. I'm like, nah, let me hear what they got to say. They got something stupid to say. Let me see it. Let me know what they got to say. Trust me when I have when I say I got a clap back ready for him. All right. So you want to know what I did? What did I say? All right. Bob. What did it? Comment. I don't even know how to fucking read this thing. This is so stupid. I feel fucking old. I feel old looking at this and like trying to figure it out for myself. But honestly, it's just a stupid UI. All right, the UI here compared to like Twitter, Instagram, fucking Facebook, all the other ones, Snapchat that I've had on my phone. TikTok's UI, trash. Absolute fucking trash. Oh my god. Okay, comments. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright. Folded these. I don't even. Okay, all the Marxists protesting. Your beloved deep state is going down hard. And I said, is it the deep state that's hiding the Epstein files? And then he said, the left is so pathetic. Kitty Cat 898. Well, you're a bitch. Hate the First Amendment, loser. And then John Palomino looks like a pride parade. And I said, pretty proud American citizens all around. Yeah. Get him.
A clot-busting peripheral IV often given in the hand for elderly patients. If that patient was on aspirin for cardio risk management and or potential calcium blockers, we'd expect bruising of the hands and swelling of the ankles. Well, that's literally exactly what we have. So here's swelling of the ankles, and here's bruising of the hands. If they had a mild ischemic stroke, we'd expect the patient to be on bed rest for 24 to 48 hours, by 2 to 3 days able to take small or assisted steps, and the patient may have facial droop, flatter facial creases, or their mouth agape due to facial muscle weakness. Okay, when I read this the other day, this was the one where I went, all right, this guy might actually be onto something. And I'll show you why. Again, read this one more time. If they had a mild ischemic stroke, so that's what he's saying Trump probably had, we'd expect the patient to be on bed rest for 24 to 48 hours, by 2 to 3 days able to take small or assisted steps, and the patient may have facial droop, flatter facial creases, or their mouth agape due to facial muscle weakness. And look at this picture. This is one of the pictures that just came out of Trump, where the press pool was like really far away.
It's working.
Because they weren't allowing them near him, and they took pictures. Now, another interesting thing about this day is that
poofy eyes. Look at the poofiness. Look at this is just an old man. Oh, pobrecito. Fucking let him go to bed. Let him lay down. Let him go play golf, bro. Just retire. Retire. The entire world. I'm sorry for shouting. I know I'm having shouting from. The entire world would be better if this man just fucking retired.
They made it seem like Trump was going to go play golf. But all that happened was, we got this one, just a couple pictures from when he gets into the car, or into the truck, the SUV, and then he, I guess, drives around, goes to the golf course, but there's no pictures of him actually playing golf this time. Every time he plays golf, there's always pictures of him actually playing. This time, there were no pictures of him actually playing. In fact, what's happening is, the Republicans are recycling old pictures from when he played weeks ago, or in some cases, they're using pictures going back to 2023, and they're using pictures of him in Miami, because you see palm trees everywhere, as opposed to in Virginia, which is where he would have played. So, when you look at his face here, you tell me that doesn't fit the symptoms. That face does not look like Trump's normal face. It looks like something happened to him. And this guy's analysis, I don't know, it kind of adds up. It kind of adds up at the moment, if I'm being serious with you. He continues. Even though they could walk at this time, speech and complex motor skills may still be recovering. And we notice Trump has oddly kept the press pool very far back from the White House and hasn't allowed them on the golf course. We also noticed that he was dressed the same as the last time he went golfing with Kai, and that MAGA influencers were given an old picture to circulate from January and his other golfing picture from June 27th. So again, they're all posting, President Trump he's out, he's playing golf, he's great, and they're using old pictures. Those same influencers were circulating a video of him in the same outfit, but that one came from June 29th this year. The next picture of him from today, from afar, with continued face droop, he once again spoke with no reporters before going golfing. And both times, reporters were confined to the tennis court out of view of his course instead of letting them take pictures like normal. None of this even gets into the other weird events this week, like J.D. Vance saying he's ready to, or his social posts seeming like they were written by interns. That's actually, now they're talking about Trump's social posts seemingly were written by interns. They're trying to copy Trump, but it's not quite right. Something's a little off with how they sound. So it's not actually Trump. It seems like it's not actually Trump. All right, more. But the motive is clear. They know Vance does not have the same hold over the base of the party, nor the Republican Congress. If Vance was president, the administration would get far more pushback. Under a normal administration, a president having repeated TIAs wouldn't be removed from office, but even a moderate ischemic is likely to impact mental faculties and merit the 25th Amendment being invoked. Vance and Miller know that their federal power consolidation requires continued implementation leading up to the midterms, and Trump's own ego will mean he never lets go willingly. So unless the White House can provide transparent explanation of his health that better fits these circumstances, I'm forced to conclude that they are lying to the American people and hiding that Trump had a stroke. It's time for the press to push on this and get clarity. So,
absolutely, everything they did to Biden, they need to do right now. Like, if CNN, Fox News, CNN and MSNBC don't have like cameras set up at the hall, there's a rumor like that he's at Walter Reed. So, like, if they don't have reporters down in Walter Reed, like, come on now, that's just malpractice, no?
we absolutely need the press to ask this exact question. Exact question. He's saying he had a bunch of mini strokes, and now he had a mild ischemic stroke. And the symptoms are clear enough where if he were to talk to the press, you could tell something's off, right? Jake Tapper, where's your book on this? Jake Tapper, where's your book? Other people in the media, where are you? Kind of crazy that there's already been so many signs of massive health issues with Trump, and the media hasn't asked dick about it. This is the same fucking scenario. I mean, everybody made a big deal when it was Biden, but the cover-up under Biden was more the Democratic staffers around him that were trying to cover it up. And then eventually, by the way, the Democrats all were like, yeah, you know what? It's time to move on. They waited till the last minute, but they said, all right, you can't be the one anymore. So with some degree of accountability. On the Republican side, it's not just, Trump's Republican sycophants and staffers around him. It's also the media is not really digging that deep on this. They're not asking questions. Meanwhile, the internet is ablaze with people going, is homie still alive? Like, what's going on here? What is happening? He's never been away from the cameras this long, ever. All right, but we're still not done. So now let me show you this. The new picture of the president with Coach John Gruden is from August 23rd, not today. What's going on? So Trump shared a picture of him golfing with Gruden, but the picture, John Gruden had tweeted about it on August 23rd because that's when he golfed with Gruden. Trump was pretending like it was just the other day, or should I say, Trump's staffers were pretending like this golfing with Gruden just happened the other day. It gets fishy, bro. It gets fishy. There's a massive cover-up going on. All right, we got another one here. Ready? So this was on TikTok. Somebody has an interesting story to share about what happened at Walter Reed.
Oh, somebody just commented this on my last post, and I want to know if anybody has any other confirmation about this. They're saying they were at labor and delivery at Walter Reed, which Walter Reed keeps coming up as a reason why he was maybe staying in D.C. this weekend instead of going to Westminster, New Jersey. Because Walter Reed is in Bethesda, Maryland, which is right outside of D.C. So on Thursday, they were at labor and delivery, and Melania was there randomly taking a tour, roaming the halls of Walter Reed in labor and delivery, and none of the nurses there knew why she was there. There was nobody, the staff was confused as to why she was even there. I mean, this is obviously a valid point, like, would she even be there visiting him? But the fact she'd go visit any hospital, and it wasn't like a press thing, a PR photo opportunity, is very weird. But that's another piece to this really weird, bizarre puzzle. Like, what is even happening? I mean, I don't think she's there for affection. I would think she would be there for just confirmation. And like the joy of seeing him hooked up to machines. She would get a lot of joy out of that. But have you guys ever seen any other confirmation about him being her being at Walter Reed? About her being there on Thursday? Anybody else have any sightings? Because that is very bizarre. The fact she's even in D.C. Like, does she even, usually I thought she stayed as far away as possible and was like in New York.
Then we also have this. J.D. Vance, Don Jr., Melania, Ivanka, and Tiffany haven't posted in over 2 days, which is unheard of.
All right. So we know he's alive, but okay, let's see what...
Speculation around Donald Trump's health is really taking on a life of its own. As I make this video...
So this is proof of life. It's so crazy we're talking about this right now with the fucking president of the United States. Proof of life. Proof of life.
Monday, September 1st. It has been 7 days since Donald Trump talked to the press. 7 days. You probably know we spent 4 days not seeing Trump at all. He had nothing publicly scheduled. Rumors started swirling. And then everyone was like, look, he's fine. He's playing golf. But the press pool wasn't allowed to see him play golf. He didn't talk to reporters. We only got these super far away pictures of Donald Trump, like getting in the car, and pictures like this that have recently been released where he just doesn't look good. And so we're going to get into all this. I'm going to give you some updates here. This is just bizarre. Like, I don't even care if you're a Trump supporter, if you're a Democrat, left, right, up, down. This is weird, especially for the guy.
He stole that from me. He stole that from me. You've been watching my show? You've been watching my shows? What the fuck your name is? Chris Mowry? I say that. Don't be copyrighted. I'm copyrighted. Don't infringe on my copyrights. The fuck? I need a lawyer. Philip!
Guy who loves to
Philip Lynn! I need you. Whisper me. Whispers me. I need to sue him. He stole my copyrighted phrase.
be around cameras. This is all we see of Donald Trump pretty much in the last 48 hours. Just him getting in the car. No press pool, right? Normally, there's a big press pool standing around. They'll yell questions at him. No. Not on the golf course either. Not near the golf course. Just him getting in the car. We get photos like this. We get photos like this. The photos we get out of the golf outing today, aka yesterday, is a pale and feeble looking one of him getting to a car at the White House. And this is one of him returning nothing from the course. So we have this photo that was released yesterday. We have this photo that was released yesterday. And we have this video of him getting in the car. Interesting. And this, obviously, on the heels of what we've been talking about a lot on this channel, and a lot of people have been talking about just Donald Trump's general physical health. We continue to see bruises on both his hands. At one point, trying to cover it up with makeup. We see his ankles swelling. Just generally, his face just doesn't look good. This is a good post from JoJo from Jersey. Let me be clear, I don't give a flying fuck about Donald Trump's health, excuse my language. I'm not rooting for his cholesterol or his kidneys or whatever else is rattling around under that sloppy blue tarp. What I care about, what the American people deserve, is the truth. That's right, that's why we've been posting about this a lot on this channel, and it's stunning because, again...
Hey, yo, like, for real, I do care about his health because it does matter, and they did the same thing shit to Biden. But yeah, he's literally the leader of our country, and if he can't fulfill his duty, 25th Amendment. 25th Amendment.
Again, the Republicans, MAGA, who screamed for months, years, that the American people deserve to know what's going on with Joe Biden? What? Joe Biden was out. He had a stutter. He'd stutter. Fox News would run it for 72 hours straight. It'd be an entire weekend news cycle. Those people seem to have no problem with any of this. In fact, they haven't talked about it at all. They're more focused on other stuff, which we're going to get to. But that's why we try to cover this stuff on this channel, which, by the way, my name's Chris Mowry. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, the link to my YouTube channel will be in the description down below. And make sure you're subscribed here. Because on this channel, on the Adam Mockler channel, we're trying to build something big to punch back against MAGA media, this Republican media machine that is so good at spitting so much disinformation onto the American people. We're trying to build something big here, uplift Gen Z voices going into 2026, 2028. And if you want to be a part of this growing community and help us out, all you have to do is hit subscribe down below. Right down there. It goes such a long way. We appreciate you. So, we see all this. We still haven't heard from Donald Trump, except on True Social, where, thank God, just recently he said, quote, all caps, never felt better in my life. Also, all caps, DC is a crime-free zone, as he obviously has the National Guard in DC. Right. Never felt better in my life. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. I do read your comments, by the way. I appreciate you so much. So the other thing that's interesting is we have physically laid eyes on Trump. I mean, from like those photos in the car, him getting in a car to go to golf or return from golf, which, for the record, we don't even know if he golfed because we don't have any photos from the golf course like we normally do. And so we have seen him But it's interesting that the biggest Republican voices on Twitter, on TikTok, on whatever social media site are posting to try to dispel the rumors that have been swirling
Right?
for a week now of is Donald
That's where you know something's fucking fishy. Is because they tried a misinformation campaign on it.
Trump okay? For a while there, is Donald Trump alive? We haven't seen him in 4 or 5 days. And so they decided to try to dispel these rumors with photos like this. President Donald Trump is the best grandpa. Trump looks so young. I love this photo. This is an old photo, and we keep seeing this over and over and over again. And again, I want to be clear. We have laid eyes on Trump, but there's a reason that everyone's trying to, or the right-wing sphere is trying to disprove all this stuff with photos like this. Because Trump was wearing this same outfit the other day, and this is the photo we got. So what do you think Donald Trump, in terms of his physical well-being, how do you think he looks in this photo compared to this photo? Right. So again, just like trying to pump out old photos of Trump. Look how young he looks. Doesn't look great. He doesn't look young. He doesn't look great. I mean, what is going on here? Here? Interesting.
Yeah.
And so while all of this is going on, and Donald Trump, as we screamed on this channel so many times, and I've screamed on my channel, he's in clear cognitive decline. He's the oldest president ever. He rambles incoherently, more so than ever. I mean, he's always been a rambling idiot, as we all know, but lately it's really bad.
Yep.
So, okay, Chris, then what's he been doing while all this has been going on for the American people? What has he been maybe at least talking about on social media, or what bills has he been signing? Well, the answer to the latter half is none. No bills, no important executive orders, nothing. But he has been going on crazy, incoherent, strange, old man rants over the Rose Garden on True Social. This is not a lie. And this is insane. This is the exact post. I'm going to play the video for you in a second. It's a video security footage from the Rose Garden. And this is what Donald Trump said. Quote, I used at the White House the most beautiful marble and stone available anywhere. Surfaces are very important to me as a builder. As everyone knows, I built many great buildings and other things over the years. At the White House, I am very proud of the beautiful stonework we did in the Rose Garden, in this case using limestone plus. The Rose Garden is completed and far more beautiful than anyone ever had in mind when it was conceived of decades ago. 3 days ago, while admiring the stonework, I happened to notice a huge gash in the limestone that extended more than 25 yards long. It was deep and nasty. I started yelling, quote, who did this? And I want to find...
Just got some workers fired. He's anti-labor, bro. Oh my god, I can't believe one of the... Okay, so like... The pushers or the theme for the protest today was labor. A lot of labor unions there. Damn it, bro. And we walked behind the labor union sign, or I did. The unions voted for Trump, or they didn't support Kamala. Yeah, so there's that. That happened. Hey, but they're on our side now, you know. So that's the. Here he is attacking a labor worker for causing some damage.
Find out now.
I mean, you can just fix the fucking the walkway. You don't need to put him on blast and get this man fired. I mean, there's 2 labor workers lost their job because this man fucking posted this shit. So.
And I didn't say this in a nice manner. I wondered, was it vandalism or was it stupidity? Lo and behold, because of the fact that we've installed the finest security equipment anywhere, they brought back the stupid people with their boss watching in sunglasses. It was a subcontractor that was installing heavy landscaping on a steel cart that was broken and tilting badly, with it rubbing hard against the soft, beautiful stone. I love and respect great workers and contractors, but something like this should have never happened. Now I'll replace the stone, charge the contractor, and never let that contractor work at the White House again. But how great is the video equipment? We caught them cold. Make America great again. And this is the video.
A president of the United States shouldn't be doing this. President of the United States shouldn't have time to do this. President of the United States shouldn't be involved with property damage of the fucking rose garden that they've made, that they've destroyed, okay? The President of the United States needs to be doing presidentially things. Doesn't need to be attacking two laborers, alright? He needs to be getting a ceasefire in Gaza. He needs to be getting a ceasefire against Ukraine and Russia. He needs to tell Russia to get the fuck out of Ukraine, okay? What else does the president does he need to do? He needs to stop this trade war so the terrorists will go away and our economy can get the fuck back to normal. He needs to respect the Constitution. Those are presidential things we need him doing. We don't need this old man shit. Look it, I told them to give me the tape, and I made them. He made them watch it with their bosses. Like, bro, that's some egotistical shit. You're the president of the United States. You're gonna be like, hey, bring those workers in, bring his boss in. I want them to sit in this office, watch it together. And then I'm going to fire them. And then they're going to pay me. It's like, wow. Wow. That is top-notch evil, bro. We are in some depraved, evil times.
Preacher, and it's true. I am anti-MAGA.
Oh,
in
shit,
fact,
what happened?
Anyone who claims to be a Christian has to be anti-MAGA. Or
This is true. All right. Got another video coming up.
And so lastly, I take you to this clip from MSNBC to tie it all together. Because Donald Trump is doing this as a distraction as his poll numbers collapse. Take a listen to the first part of this. I love it.
Yeah, all of this is about silencing dissent.
Exactly, and that's what we're seeing in D.C. too. I know we're going to get to the takeover, but he's sitting here using crime as a smokescreen in order to target these cities, right? And there's three things these cities have in common: blue cities, blue states, black mayors. Where are the Republican states?
Was that a Foreigner song?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about trademarking, making a slogan. But 13 out of the 20 cities with the highest homicide rates are in Republican states. He has not named one of them. He's not talking about Mississippi. He's not talking about Birmingham, Alabama. He's talking about D.C., 30-year low in violent crime, down 26%. This time.
So let me pause right there. On the heels of, again, him calling in the National Guard to D.C., it's like, this isn't about crime. It's laid out really perfectly here. And all these other cities he's targeting, Chicago, like, doesn't name Mississippi, doesn't name Alabama, doesn't name Arkansas, right? And then you scroll and you listen to some of his issues with his approval rating. Among all of this, take a listen to this.
Homeboy just had 3 months of the slowest job growth since the pandemic. Before that, the Great Recession. His approval rating in Gallup in mid-August, or right at the end of July, was 37%.
And he certainly wants the Epstein files out of the news.
The Epstein files, the slowing approval ratings, black unemployment 7.2%. I just did an article today. Black, he is literally evaporating.
7.2% black unemployment. Damn.
Gains he made among black voters.
Hey, where are all these billionaires who's supposed to be creating these jobs, bro? Huh, capitalists. Hey, they're getting they got all their tax cuts and shit. Where? There's supposed to be more jobs, right? What's going on, capitalists? Hey, let me know. Put something in the chat. Let me know how many jobs we can expect they can to make, since they have this now that they have all the tax cuts.
Essentially here trying to now pivot to a new midterm measures of crime.
Exactly. That was all so beautifully said. He's used the National Guard issue to try to pivot because all of his poll numbers, his general poll numbers, roughly 37% is approval rating, but approval rating on any given issue, they're all underwater. The top issues that he got elected on, immigration underwater, the economy underwater, things like the Epstein files he's getting, I mean, it's brutal for him. We're seeing him over 30 points underwater on things like the Epstein files with the American people. And so I tie it all in to say he's going to continue to try to distract, and now they're going to ramp up that distraction heavily, assuming there's something going on with Trump. The guy who never stops talking and loves to be the face of attention hasn't been seen in 7 days, or hasn't,
No,
Millions and
8 hours
millions.
ago. All right. I think we get it right. Something's up. Something's going on. Tomorrow's a full work day. They're not gonna be able to hide from anything. I can't. No public fucking press conferences or anything for a 3-day weekend, bro. Unheard of.